dressed looking out in this crowd of handsome, well-dressed people. I just came from work. And if you wear a tuxedo in the air, they think it's the March of Dimes. So I didn't want to make any, I don't think it was a telethon. So pardon my appearance. It's amazing to be in a room. This is far more people than live in the town that I live in. I haven't been in an elevator in 3 years. That's how remote my life has become. So it's just very cool, or worn socks for that matter, to be in a room full of nice people. And I want to thank you, Father Scalia, wherever you are. That invocation, for some reason, that really got me. Yeah, it did. And actually, I'll just tell you, since it's just us and no one's watching, that it reminded me that I don't pray enough for the country, and I should. And I'm upset. But the answer is to include the country in your prayers. So thank you for reminding us of that. Anyway, thank you. I just want to start by saying that I'm grateful to be here, and I want to tell you why I am here. There are two specific reasons. The first and most immediate is that during this fall's midterm elections, I got almost every single call wrong. I typically don't weigh in on races because, what do I know? I don't actually cover politics. I'm not that interested. But this time I got so spun up and so emotional that I convinced myself there was this wave coming, this political liberation that was going to happen. And I told our viewers that in some great detail and introduced a series of candidates who subsequently lost as, the new governor of New York or fill in the blank. And it was so humiliating to be that wrong in public, often wrong, not usually in front of other people, that I thought I've just got to take some time off and think about why I was so unbelievably wrong. So I went pheasant hunting, not that it was the pheasant's fault, but that is kind of a way to clear your head. And I wound up, because bird hunting really is, again, not good for the birds, but very good for you. And I wound up in South Dakota with Kevin, among other people, including a couple of my college roommates. And I was so impressed by him as a person. And really, having spent my life in Washington, I can tell you, if you're not from here, the key question about anybody who runs any institution in Washington is, how false is this person? God sends messages, we can't immediately translate all of them. So I can't tell you what that meant. There clearly is meaning. The point is, the man who runs Heritage is not false at all. In fact, my assessment of him was, he's completely real. He's an honest person. He means it. He's not playing a role. And that was so thrilling to me to see that. And by the way, it was confirmed by one of Heritage's security people who was standing backstage with me, and I asked him, because the security guys always know they're all former cops. They've seen everything. They have seen humanity in various states of drunken undress. Like, you can't shock them. And they know who's real and who's not. And I asked, what do you think? And one of them said to me, to my face, I would go to war for him. And I thought, and these are the kind of people who will tell you the truth. I mean, why would he lie to me? I don't even know his name, but he meant it. And so to see a leader, a real leader at the helm of an institution that matters, that has the kind of throw weight that Heritage does, was thrilling, was absolutely thrilling for me. Because the story of the last decade is the collapse of leadership, not of the population. The people remain noble and decent, so far as I can tell. I still live here, I'm never leaving. We have good people, we have terrible people in charge. And not just of our government, but of the institutions that I grew up in, the Episcopal Church, my high school. I could just go on and on and on. They're all run by weak people. And it's the same in marriage. Weak husband causes angry wife. Weak leaders cause an angry country. That's true. And to see someone who's not a weak leader at the helm of Heritage just thrilled me. So I wanted to come for that reason, just being told.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today? Tommy Nation Politics. Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. Free thinking, innovative, totally open-minded, new independent progressive media. Jamar Jabari is still in vacation. Or rather, he can't make it. We actually had a guest too, Extra Bulla, who I'm very glad to say I'm endorsing for president. He also couldn't make it. It's this late stage capitalism symptoms, guys, where the corporate people, the corporate wealth, that 1% that own more wealth than the bottom 90% combined, are taking our liberties and carving for themselves from the very engines that which brought them to unjust dominion, a tyranny of their own. We've got some breaking news going on here. We have on the AP News, of course, Joe Biden has finally announced his presidency. And on the heels of that, we have one of my former, I was a former fan of Bernie Sanders in 2016 and 2020. He has endorsed Joe Biden and ruled out the 2024 bid. It says that today in New York AP, Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont says that he would forego another presidential bid of his own and instead endorse President Joe Biden, guys. President Joe Biden. Now, the mainstream media is all wrapped up in nothing fundamentally changing. And of course, I am a progressive, guys. I want things to progress. I want things to continue going forward with equality, living up to the promise of America, where all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I'm glad to see that some of my right-wing people are on here. I really had to cut you guys off because mental health. But I am on a budget, bro. I'm broke as fuck. I'm out of weed. If you want to cash app Tommy Nation Politics, capital T, capital N, capital P. Okay? Michael, if you want to do me a big favor, don't give me any more Dylan Mulvaney videos. What I need is marijuana. Okay? And I can buy that with the money you give me on Cash App. Money sign, Tommy Nation Politics. One word, capital T, capital N, capital P. You could really help out the left if you just give me $20 to $25. I could buy a quarter. I could buy an eighth. I could probably buy some really good swag. Probably a quarter ounce. I don't know, man. But I know, bro. It's okay. You just go ahead and keep your Dylan Mulvaney videos, and you keep on testing that 1%. I mean, any time, any minute, those boycotts that are never going to work and never have, they're going to work someday. I promise. But guys, be that as it may, George Orwell, who the conservatives always pretend is not a socialist, he said some very, very, very interesting words, and I want to harken them back to you guys on the brink of this 2024 election. He said, "Don't let it happen," and he's talking about the faltering flock of fascists, guys, on both sides. The Democrats and Republicans are two parties that should not exist. George Washington said and warned that they were curtailing our civil liberties, and like that quote I just made, carving for themselves from the very engines that which brought them to unjust dominion. George Washington said that, and he was right. And George Orwell echoed his sympathies with these words.
Something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated, which will abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who's helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.
Well, hey there, Fact. This is Joseph Robin N. Biden, the 46th President of the United States of America. And to all the Americans who are listening to me now, I just have one thing to say, Jack. Believe it, I will. Every generation has a moment where they believe they have to stand up for democracy, to stand up for their fundamental freedoms. Well, I believe this is ours. This is our moment. And that's why I'm running for re-election as President of the United States. If you're with me, I hope you'll let me explain exactly why this campaign matters so much, and then consider pitching in to support me and DNC. You see, Jack, when I ran in 2020, I said we were in the battle for the soul of America. We still are. The question before us now is whether we'll have more freedom or fewer in the months ahead. But if you've ever been to Iowa, giving folks a little breathing room, making life a little freer, having a little bit more hunter bike laptops. This has been the work of my lifetime. The corruption, it's a real progress. But across the country, MAGA extremists, led by the Orange Cheeto, they're taking us backwards. Backwards, I tell you. They're trying to cut Social Security and Medicare. The shit I did in the 90s. They're trying to raise prices on prescription drugs. The shit I'm doing now. They're trying to repeal cost-saving measures. Cut in place for hard-working families. Telling you what books you should have in your kids' schools. They're putting in jail black socialists. Oh, wait, that's me again. Now, I don't like it, Pat. Tough luck. They're going to come after you for your way to vote. But my achy, poor, stupid, dumb, imbecilic, bandwagon, vote blue no matter who losers. We can stop them. There's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. Will you guys, one more time, put your hands inside of your ass, put your ears inside of your buttholes, and vote blue, no matter who. All I'm asking, one more time. I'll be dead after that. Don't worry about it. One more time. The choice is ahead of us. Do we continue a future of nothing fundamentally changing for you and your families, or we turn the clock back to Cheeto time? Cheeto time. Get it? Get it back. Now the wealthiest corporations are going to pay for my election campaign. But it would mean the world to me if you were in this fight with me, giving me every 10 or 20, 30 bucks in support of my campaign, DNC today. Huh? What do you think, Jack? There's still a lot of corporate payouts and philandering of my responsibility is to protect you from our oaths we swore. There's so much left undone. There's so many lies untold. Now the wealthiest corporations are going to pay for my election campaign. But it would mean the world to me if you were in this fight with me, giving me every 10 or 20, 30 bucks in support of my campaign, DNC today. Huh? What do you think, Jack? Thank you so much for standing with us, you losers. And I'll see you on the campaign trail. Your president, fucking Joe Biden. Joe fucking Biden. The Bidenster. Joseph Robinette Biden. Jack.
Joe Biden officially running for re-election. This just happened. He just announced his 2024 plans in a new video out right now, exactly 4 years to the day after he jumped into the 2020 race. Take a look.
Freedom. Personal freedom is fundamental to who we are as Americans.
There's nothing more important, nothing more sacred.
That's been the work of my first term, to fight for our democracy.
This shouldn't be a red or blue issue.
To protect our rights, to make sure that everyone in this country is treated equally and that everyone is given a fair shot at making it. But around the country, MAGA extremists are lining up to take on those bedrock freedoms, cutting Social Security that you paid for your entire life while cutting taxes for the very wealthy, dictating what health care decisions women can make, banning books, and telling people who they can love, all while making it more difficult for you to be able to vote. When I ran for president 4 years ago, I said we're in a battle for the soul of America, and we still are. The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election. because I know America. I know we're good and decent people. I know we're still a country that believes in honesty and respect and treating each other with dignity. That we're a nation where we give hate no safe harbor. We believe that everyone is equal, that everyone should be given a fair shot to succeed in this country.
Look, America, I know you. I can smell your hair. I can see your boobs. I looked under your dress. That's right, America. It's me, Joe. I'm here to restore the soul of this country. To make you full of the seed of America. It's not so creepy. It's not so creepy, but is this the best we can do, America? I think not. Like I said, guys, Senator Bernie Sanders forewent the presidential bid. While we still have two Democratic rivals in the primaries, primarying Joe Biden that the mainstream media doesn't want people to know about, got RFK, who is the nephew of famous John F. Kennedy, who did really try to restore the balance between we, the people of the United States, promoting the general welfare, securing the blessings of liberty, and making sure that we keep that to our posterity and ourselves. The Associated Press has Bernie Sanders quoted as, "We will do everything to see the president reelected." Ugh. So, guys, we've got faltering flocks of fascists on both sides. We've got a right wing that's they have no idea what's hitting them. While they're out terrorizing gays, blacks, and trans people, they're literally being hit in the throat by the corporate media and the corporate America that's undercutting them at every turn. We had the Fox Dominion lawsuit, which yielded $787.5 million. By the way, Tucker Carlson made he made $37 million. So I would posit that Fox News had to fire Tucker Carlson, because literally they have no money left. And Rupert Murdoch, it came down from him because of that Abby Grossman lawsuit, in which she founded that the Tucker Carlson show was misogynist, and they've had a lot of those cases. Y'all remember Bill O'Reilly. Y'all remember a lot of people that Fox let go for being sexist misogynists before. Now they've been sued by Dominion Voting Machines that's owned by BlackRock. I know you conservatives don't know what BlackRock is, very many of you. I know the libertarians do. BlackRock is a huge organization, conglomerate, globalist organization that owns almost every part of the military-industrial complex, Wall Street, and the banks. Now, Donald Trump had something to say, as well as Bernie Sanders, when it came to the re-election of President Joe Biden. By the way, I'm going on the record letting you guys know that I am 100% against the re-election of Joe Biden. And, Michael, you actually know about BlackRock. Congratulations. I underestimated you. Bro. So, Michael, I want your opinion on this while you're here. Let's go to Trump's reaction of the re-election promises of Joe Biden. Here's a video that Trump just released today. And this is one of his campaign announcements, his reaction to Joe Biden 2024. Check it out.
You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and put them together, and they would not have done the damage Joe Biden has done to our nation in just a few short years. Not even close. Thanks to Joe Biden's socialist spending calamity, American families are being decimated by the worst inflation in half a century. Banks are failing, our currency is crashing, and the dollar will soon no longer be the world standard, which will be our greatest defeat in over 200 years. Real wages have been falling 24 months in a row. In other words, under Biden, workers have gotten a pay cut each and every month for 2 straight years. We have surrendered our energy independence, just like we surrendered in Afghanistan, which we had just a short time ago, and the price of gasoline just hit a 5-month high, and it's going much higher than that. Under my leadership, we had the most secure border in U.S. history by far. Never had a border like this. Under Biden, the southern border has been abolished and millions of illegal aliens have been released into our communities. What's happening now is beyond belief. They're coming in from mental institutions and prisons. They're all being emptied. They're being dumped into the United States of America. Many of these people are very dangerous. They're being dumped. We're like a dumping ground. Our cities have been overrun with homelessness, drug addicts, and violent criminals who are being released from jail en masse with no retribution whatsoever, while law enforcement is weaponized against law-abiding conservatives or Republicans or people they just don't like. Our children are being indoctrinated and mutilated by left-wing freaks and zealots. The senior ranks of our military have gone completely woke, and our military is suffering greatly. Biden has totally humiliated our nation on the world stage, starting with the Afghanistan disaster, perhaps the most embarrassing event in the history of our country. It meant so much to our enemies when they watched that horrible retreat. Russia is teaming up with China. Iran is days away from a nuclear bomb, not even thinkable. Ukraine has been devastated by an invasion that would never, ever have happened.
Indoctrinated, loony left, fake news media. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. So, Trump Talker 2024. That's cool. Hey, so besides like personalities or whatever, you said you made an interesting point. This is where I always try to get into your head, Michael, try to see what you're thinking, but you never really give me a direct answer. But I try anyway. Really hard because I try to understand my fellow human being. Mr. Trump is stating facts. Now, what part of those were facts? Loony leftist. I mean, this is nothing but name calling. All he is doing is being a demagogue. You realize that there was no facts there. I mean, even if you said that you could line up for the presidents that were the worst ones, that's not a metric, bro. How do you measure the last 4 presidents and come to the mathematical conclusion or factual conclusion that you know, how does that work, man? I think you need to understand what facts are. I'll just put it that way. What cam am I using? Using a camera, bro. What camera are you using, man? Clockwork Orange. Way to be on Tommy Nation Politics. But guys, be that as it may, whether what camera I'm using, whether or not Mr. Trump is stating facts, I mean, I feel like what we really need to understand is that the owners of this country are really inflicting pain on you. What Fox News executives called cousin fucking morons. I didn't say it. Fox News said it. But low income, open border, homeless, more on welfare, food on the stamps of the food, looted left, open the borders, the homeless. Who would you call the owners? BlackRock. We just talked about BlackRock, Clockwork Orange. They're the owners. They own most of the corporations. They're a conglomerate or globalist organization. They own Dominion voting systems. They also own Berkshire Hathaway? You ever heard of Berkshire Hathaway? You doing stocks? You do stocks, bro? I have some Berkshire Hathaway. That shit goes up all day long. It's owned by BlackRock. Anyway, who owns them? That's a good question. Why don't you ask? Why don't you find out, man? And then you can come on Tommy Nation Politics to tell me. I know some people who tried to find that out. They're dead now. Julian Assange, he's not ever coming back out of prison. Edward Snowden probably knows he's never coming home. But I'll try to find out for you as soon as I can get some funds just to cash out Tommy Nation Politics. I need at least $50 bajillion before I can probably put up a fight against BlackRock. But if you can help me get $50 bajillion, Clockwork Orange, then we could do that. Just go ahead and cash out or PayPal Tommy Nation Politics. I'll get to work on your question right away. Speaking of which, I bet there is some people who probably know who owns BlackRock. Check these guys out.
And we'll be back on Monday. In the meantime,
Tucker Carlson signed off Friday on what we now know was his last show on Fox News. The network announcing it is severing ties with its most popular host without explanation in a statement Monday. Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. Carlson anchored the network's highly rated 8 p.m. hour that topped 3 million viewers on an average night. During last night's show, the network acknowledging Carlson's exit.
I wish Tucker the best. I'm great friends with Tucker and always will be.
Carlson's departure comes less than a week after Fox News paid Dominion Voting Systems a $787.5 million settlement in a defamation lawsuit. Private texts and emails from Carlson emerged during the lawsuit, including messages from the Star anchor criticizing Fox executives, disparaging former President Donald Trump, and expressing doubts about some on-air claims about Dominion that were made on Fox. Neither the network nor Carlson have revealed why he is leaving. The popular host is also being sued by former Fox producer Abby Grossberg, who accuses both Carlson and Fox News of creating a hostile work environment, speaking exclusively to NBC News.
I reached a breaking point where the harassment was so bad that I called a crisis line.
In a statement, the network called the claims unmeritorious and riddled with false allegations. In an equally shocking announcement Monday,
Don Lemon and CNN have parted ways.
The news coming out after Lemon's Monday morning show.
So good morning, everyone. Welcome in.
CEO Chris Licht thanked Lemon, sending this memo to his employees. Don will forever be a part of the CNN family. Lemon took to Twitter with his reaction, saying he was stunned at the termination, writing in part, "I would have thought that someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly." CNN denies the claim that management didn't offer him an opportunity for a meeting. Lemon's departure just 2 months after his controversial comments about women, specifically presidential candidate and former UN ambassador Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40.
This morning, Lemon's former co-anchors reacting to the news.
Don was a big part of this show. We wish him the best.
NBC News parent company NBC Universal also dealing with a sudden exit. CEO Jeff Shell leaving his role after a company investigation into allegations of inappropriate conduct. In a statement, Shell writing, "I had an inappropriate relationship with a woman in the company, which I deeply regret. I'm truly sorry." A lawyer for CNBC anchor Hadley Gamble says the investigation into Mr. Shell arose from a complaint by my client of sexual harassment and sex discrimination. Shell and Comcast have not commented on those allegations. This morning, the media landscape is shaken. 3 influential voices are gone. CNN has not shared the reason for letting Don Lemon go. We've reached out to both Lemon and Tucker Carlson for comment, but have not heard back.
Public official in Flint Township who committed election.
So that's the next video to end on. But Glockwork Orange, I like your comments. Big media moves. I wonder if Rachel Maddow's going to be, because she came up with the whole Russiagate thing that ended up not being true at all. But I don't think anybody's really sued because Donald Trump doesn't really sue anybody. He doesn't really destroy his enemies. He's kind of a adultering, duteous dumbass who doesn't ever destroy his enemies, and that's why he's always getting indicted and shit. But if there was hell to pay, if Donald was a powerful, tough leader, then if I was Rachel Maddow, I'd be shaking because everything does come in threes. That's what I feel like. Savage Unfiltered says, what? I probably am. Savage Unfiltered says Donald Lim is racist. I mean, it's just funny because, like, you're literally a white supremacist, Michael. But, okay. Anyway. I think you're missing my point, or at least my subtlety. I probably am, bro. But yeah. I mean, sometimes I miss subtlety. My boyfriend always tells me that, for real. But so this I love having conservatives on. Borders keep the liberals, fascists. Open the borders. You guys literally just vomit shit out. But anyway, Glockwork Orange, you've struck in my interest. I'm wanting to know what the fuck your subtlety was. Now that sounds interesting. Be that as it may, guys, I still have a show to run, and I'm gonna be thinking about your subtlety. I'm gonna be thinking about your subtlety. Oh, guys, I upped the definition to high def, so I hope this is better. Is this better? I don't know. Bergenstein should be obvious. It sounds a little anti-Semitic, what you're saying. But I'm not going to say you're not wrong. But just be careful, Glockwork Orange. Just be careful. Anyway, guys. Oh, my God. Michael's going off. He's funny, bro. I would show his comments, but I like to not when he's like crying like a little bitch. It's funny. Mask on. I agree with you. I agree with you, bro. Anyway, guys, I'm at the 30-minute mark, and I just wanted to explain the news. Bernie Sanders is chickened out. He's not supporting. He's supporting the president, dementia Rachel Biden. Tucker Carlson is gone. What's his name? Don Lemon. I love how Tucker Carlson used to call him Don Lemon. That was the best. He really is a fascist elite himself. We got two parties that are curbing our civil liberties and carving for themselves that which brought them to unjust dominion, a tyranny of their own making. Like George Washington said, it's up to us to be free-thinking, innovative, totally open-minded, guys. Thank you for watching Tommy Nation Politics, and I hope that Jamar Jabari, my co-host, returns. I want to give full shout-out to Extra Bulla. Extra Bulla, I know you couldn't make the show today. I know we have life that's going on, but I just want to let you know as a progressive, not me, us, I continue to encourage everyone to watch your show, your secret show. And I'm going to be definitely penciling you in as for President of the United States, Bulla. Who else? Shout out to Willie Bragg. Watch his show. KRDT Media, watch their show. Indie Left News. Check out his Substack. And I bid you all a good night. Happy Domination Politics Tuesday. And thank you all for watching, guys. Have a good one, my man. Yourself.